Welcome to Inside Tulsa Athletics today. We've got a great show. We will have the site athletics directors from each of our 9 high school sites. They'll talk about what they do in supervising their sports and activities programs at their school. In closing today, we want to pay tribute to Dr. Keith Ballard, who passed away this past week, and the impact that he had on this district. Stay tuned. After these messages, we'll be right back with John Patosnick, Director of Athletics. Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and our first guest today, John Patosnick, Director of Athletics for Booker T. Well, John, it's been a good start for Booker T.
It's been a great start, and so kids have been performing well in our fall sports, and the football team's off to a great start. The cross country team's off to a good start, and our volleyball team is been steadily improving every day, and they're getting better, and they've had a good season.
I think they're pretty young, aren't they?
It's a mixture.
Yeah.
And so competing in a 6A level, you know, they're staying close to teams, and I mean, you know, they're just coming up short in the very end, and so, but they're getting better every day, and so.
Well, it's a war every time in the 6A.
Yes, it is.
In the conference that
one mistake can kill you.
Yeah, exactly. One will tell you. Well, you had a fairly productive summer with putting a new floor in after the flood that we had in the spring. Tell us about that.
The floor is finally completed, and we'll play our first volleyball game on it Thursday. And so there's been a lot of effort as far as the coaches planning and designing it, and we came up with a design that we're all really proud of, and it just looks, you know, awesome. And so everybody's complimented on us as they've seen it so far, and so hopefully everybody's proud of it. And I even sent a picture to Kenny Monday, and
oh yeah,
and he liked it, and so
excellent.
So we got his approval.
Right. Well, was it him and Tisdale's name on it? That'd be
yeah,
pretty important, wouldn't it?
And we separated the names so that the whole name is on the court, so it says Wayman Tisdale Court and then Kenny Monday Court.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's fantastic. Well, what kind of emphasis does that place with the kids when they take a look at an improvement like that to that facility?
Well, I think it gives them a pride issue. You know, they walk in, they're proud of their court, and hopefully it makes them maybe practice a little bit harder and more focused to do better. And I think when the fans walk in, the wow factor kind of jumps out at them, and everybody's just proud of the facility and proud of the team.
It's a great facility, and with that addition, artistically, I think it just is unbelievable, the ambiance it has when somebody comes in, and because it will be a home court advantage.
Yes, and you know, and so it's it just, to us, we think that the kids will work a little harder and have a little bit more pride, because the court really stands out, and that should make them stand out a little bit.
So as you go through the fall season, looking forward to getting in the winter, how's the basketball has started now?
Basketball started. It's kind of hard to judge with the boys because you got some of the kids playing football, and so the girls are going to be young this year, but they have a lot of talent, and so if he can mold the older kids with the younger kids, they could be off to a great season this year.
How did the co-op with Memorial in softball work?
It's worked really well, and so I mean, there's been some hiccups as far as some transportation issues and stuff, but I mean, as far as the coaches are great, and the girls have steadily improved all year, and they're working hard, and they're having fun, and that's the main thing.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad we were able to put the thing together. I think that gives those kids an opportunity to participate that didn't have.
Yes,
and
so
that's
it's
really
been a
good
success in our eyes.
Excellent, excellent. In the last 40 seconds we have, what other things do you do other than direct athletics?
Coach baseball and check eligibility and stuff like that, and so stay pretty busy.
I would imagine the eligibility alone is with transfers and all those things that you have to do from compliance.
You're constantly doing paperwork.
That certainly has changed over the years, I can tell you. Well, I'm glad you're here. Good luck for the rest of the year, and we hope we'll have you back sometime later in the season.
All right, thank you.
When we come back, we'll have Nate Goodman, the Director of Athletics for the Central Braves.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale's means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Nate Goodman, the Director of Athletics for the Central Braves. And boy, what a fall, huh?
Yes.
Don't you just love construction?
I'm learning to love it. It's one of those things you never know, and you wake up every day and it's something new. So,
well, you had an original date of the 24th of September. That date has been moved to
October the 8th, this Friday.
October the 8th. All right. And will you be ready? We
will be ready.
Excellent.
We will be ready. I think we got the sound guys. The IT comes out Thursday to sync everything. The scoreboard, man, that's probably the highlight. And then yesterday I had the middle school kids out there practicing, and I sat in the stands, and they gave me this remote on my phone to access the lights. Man, I played with the lights for about 30 minutes for the little kids because I'm used to lights having to power up and come on. Those came like light switches, so it's exciting.
The LED lights are really good.
I love them.
And they one of the things that we learned when we put them in over at Rogers was that they have directional focus where there's not a lot of spillover into the community or the housing around there. So it's really neat. And of course your sound system will be fantastic as well.
Right.
How is the staff and then how the student athletes, how do they respond to that?
For the game getting moved back, that was frustrating, obviously. But it's a life lesson for them. Just like in the real world, life still goes on, and you still have to function, and you still have business to tend to. And business for us was winning games. So we still went on, and they could start seeing the construction site clear out of there. They were getting a little anxious to get into the building, and we were waiting on a certificate of occupancy. So that could happen. I think that will happen today, and then they'll get to kind of tour the facility and kind of go through and understand what it's to actually have a home stadium.
No kidding. Yeah, just walk out your back door and be able to play. So Friday night should be a big night?
Friday night should be probably a huge night because it's also homecoming. So now you're talking about people coming in from out of town, just, and just the community being curious to see what's been going on for the last year, 8 months to a year. So
yeah,
it's exciting over there.
It is, when you have that opportunity to do that, and they do it for homecoming.
Right.
The grand opening is really, for any type of facility, something that you look forward to and will always remember as long as Central was the first school in Tulsa.
Exactly. Is it 114, 113?
Somewhere
like around
that.
there.
And the last one to get a stadium.
The last one.
Because that'll probably be the last stadium I would imagine we'll build in Tulsa, but it certainly will add to your facilities. Basketball started now. That's exciting.
Basketball has started. We had our first snafu with basketball last night. I got an email saying that the scoreboards wouldn't come on. We figured out that the new Nevco scoreboard on the football stadium, the Wi-Fi synced to the ones in the school. So they were feeding off of that, and it was just chaotic. So trying to get all the stuff work from outside to inside, but the boys, they're averaging about 15 kids right now. That's without, you know, the football players that play basketball. Right. And the girls program has actually grown. Last year, I think we competed with 8 girls, and right now they have about 18 in the gym.
Excellent. So very good.
They're growing.
Well, that's fantastic. As you look forward to the future, and to reverse back to the stadium, don't you think that'll really enhance your football program and your soccer program?
I think it will. It will provide. I think as a kid, you want to be at the school where you go to, and we want to play there. Mm-hmm. It gives you a sense of pride and something to protect. You know, when you hear those chants, will you protect this house? Now you got a house to protect. And like I said, I tell people all the time, we greatly appreciated Webster for allowing us to share this stadium with them. And it's sad to depart, but it's sweet to be at home.
It is, and really, it'll be a great night on Friday night.
It will be.
Well, Nate, thank you for being here, and good luck Friday.
I appreciate you.
And when we come back, we'll have Gary Roberts, the Director of Athletics at East Central High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Glass bottle, string lights, ceramic mug. The correct answer is glass bottle. Glass bottles and jars are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart, but string lights and ceramic mugs should be donated or thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with. Not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Gary Roberts, the Director of Athletics at East Central. Well, Gary, you got a lot of things going on at East Central. The construction of the new facility, that's got to be exciting.
Yeah, new gymnasium. I remember when I was a kid going up to East Central in the old gym and watching the guys wrestle and dreaming about wrestling up there. And now these kids have this nice new facility going up. It's got to be super exciting for them.
Boy, yeah, because that'll be a basketball, volleyball, wrestling facility for student athletes, and I think that'll be a fantastic addition. And I really love the location of that one. Of all the ones that we built during the time that we were there, I was there, this one is the most visible because it's right on 11th Street.
Yeah, we can walk right out the breezeway in the west wing, and then we'll be right in there, and it's going to have 2 gyms and a running track around the back gym and all the locker rooms for all the teams and coaches' offices and training room and then the weight room with the YMCA. I think that's going to happen now, and so, yeah, it's going to be really nice.
And great parking.
Great parking, hopefully.
Unbelievable. That's really worked out. The YMCA thing, I think, is a critical piece. Not only for the school district, but for East Tulsans to have the opportunity, because they do not have a footprint for the YMCA in East Tulsa. So that'll give them a great facility there, and a good thing for our kids, because we'll be able to use it on a scheduled basis with our student athletes.
I have a lot of people in the community asking me about that and how that might look or work with the community. Do you?
Well, they'll join. They join the Y. And then they'll be able to use it. We used a little bit of the model from Union. Union has one in their UMAC.
Okay.
That's a Y. And what they have indicated to us as we were doing the planning is that the school has first right. Okay. It needs to be scheduled. Right. There won't be any people from outside when student athletes are in their team, football team, wrestling team, whoever, to lift. And they will have state-of-the-art equipment. Wow. They provide all the equipment, and the personnel to run it. We'll provide the utilities and the the maintenance, cleanup, and that type of thing.
Yeah,
So it's going to be a good thing.
That's awesome.
Well, tell me, you indicated earlier that you got an increase in numbers this year.
Yeah, all our numbers are up in all our sports. I think football's got like 56, and the basketball, girls and boys basketball's up, soccer's up. The volleyball teams have the most they've ever had. I think a big part of that was the junior high over there, that Marlow in Houston. He really did a good job on getting kids involved in athletics, and we're going to miss him over there. Hopefully he'll be able to still help us out, but he did a great job over there for us to help these kids coming.
Moved up to the head shed, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did.
Well, he is a good one. We had him on last week, and I think he'll play dividends for the district, I think, by being at the district office. But I think people don't realize the critical nature of your junior high program,
right,
and how it feeds the high school program.
Yeah, it's just helped our numbers tremendously. We're really going to miss him. Did you know he's a 3-time state champion wrestler, heavyweight, too?
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the best heavyweights from around.
Well, you know, he came into the district as the wrestling coach at Rogers,
right,
and got that program really headed in the right direction.
He did a great job getting it going.
He wanted to be in administration, and so he moved on.
Right.
Well, how's everything at East Central? You got a new principal this year?
Man, she is so fired up about sports. I mean, she's just all about getting the kids involved in activities to keep them busy, and she pays for kids to go to games, and she's always announcing, you know, about the games and wanting the kids to go, and the other sports just support the other sports, and
makes a lot of difference, doesn't it?
It's really is great for athletics.
Yeah,
right
it
now.
is. And the key thing I think that people need to keep in mind is that kids involved in activities have a tendency to stay in school longer, and matriculate and graduate.
Keep their grades up and everything else so they can play.
I think that's a critical thing.
Yes, sir.
Well, Gary, thanks for being here today. I'm glad everything's going well at East Central, and we'll have you back at maybe the end of basketball season if you're really successful.
Okay. All right.
Coming back, we'll have Raymond Ships, the Director of Athletics at Edison.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have a special guest, Raymond Ships, the return Director of Athletics at Edison. We're glad you're there.
Thank you, Gil. Welcome. Nice to see you.
Well, nice to see you. I'm glad you're on the show today. A lot of things going on at Edison.
Oh, yes. We are firing up the winter sports. Opportunity for our girls to start winning a few games because we're not used to being 1 in 20 in girls basketball at Edison High School.
Right.
So got a new coach in Clarence Glover, and he's doing a great job inspiring those kids to come back out and play. So I'm looking forward to us winning a few more games than we did last year.
It's kind of neat with Michael Parrish and Clarence. They were teammates.
Yes.
At Northeastern, and Michael sent me a deal the other day indicated that Ken Hayes had come by.
Yes.
The practice, and of course Ken, Ken, he was at the University of Tulsa when I graduated from the University of Tulsa, and I took basketball theory from Ken Hayes. And I told him when I went to Northeastern as the Director of Athletics, and he was my basketball coach there, I said, well, I'll tell you one thing, Ken, I know who has the best coaching record in basketball in this room. And I coached 1 year, and I was 13-1. But I got everything I learned from theory of coaching basketball.
Well, you know, I've seen that same picture, and of course, with them two in the gym, and I walk in there, they give me a hard time and let me know that they're doggone Redmond.
Redmond, oh yeah, you bet. That's neat. I'm glad that Clarence is there, and I think he'll do a good job.
Yes, it's already starting to pay off.
Your wrestling program is going to be good.
Well,
again.
you know, the numbers are high, and we got great group of kids coming back. Coach Harper does a really good job with those guys. And I think we're going to be competing for an opportunity to go back to state, especially we have a couple of wrestlers that were there last year that are returning. So Excellent. It should be a good, strong year for us in that arena as well.
And your cross country is doing well.
Oh, my goodness. We just had our invitational last week. Coach Pinkerton, her and Coach Hamer, they are doing an awesome job with those men and those young ladies and those young men out there. Our young men won our invitational last week. Our young ladies came in third. We brought a lot of medals back. You know, it's good to see the success that we're having in that sport.
That's fantastic. We had Coach Hamer on our last show, I think, and she did a really good job. So your return as the director of athletics, in that period of time, has anything changed?
Yes, we lost a great leader in Gil Cloud to retirement. But other than that, it's status quo. I feel like I walked into the back into the job feeling like I never left.
Excellent. There is a lot of things to do. You also teach, is that correct?
That's correct.
What do you teach?
I teach Army Junior ROTC, and that's a challenge in itself. This year we have an accreditation year. That means they're coming down from San Antonio to look at all our programs in Tulsa Public. So all our guys are gearing up to be successful in that arena. And so it's a lot of extra work for me because it's an accreditation and they check us from one end of the program to the other. Accreditation
is always one of those things you have to go through.
That's right.
But it really makes you self-evaluate how the program is and the things you're doing. So I know when I went to college, it was mandatory to take ROTC.
Wow.
And I enjoyed that, getting to know the majors and the people that were involved with the strategic part of it, because I use that in coaching, you know.
Oh, yes.
All those good things. So what do you look forward to in the spring?
In the spring, we're our soccer team. You know, they were a few hours away from winning their first soccer championship in a long time. Mm-hmm. And he's bringing back a lot of kids, both on the women's side and the men's side.
Okay.
So we're going to be pretty good. Well, and Gunter does a great job with our baseball program. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we compete at the 5A level better than some of these private schools out here that we go up against. So baseball is going to be really good at Edison as well.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you're here. Glad you're back. It's good to see you, and we'll have you back sometime.
Well, it's good to see you as well, Gil.
When we come back, we'll have Shane Keim, the Director of Athletics at Hale High School.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
I love Will Rogers Athletics because it helped me physically, spiritually, and emotionally through all the journeys I've been through at that school. All of the support staff helped me a lot, and it's just an amazing school.
Athletics at Will Rogers changed my life because it became a second family. With the support of my coaches and teammates, it's helped me gain confidence, work as a team, and will help me in college and in life.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Shane Keim, the Director of Athletics for the Hale Rangers.
That's right.
Well, I'll tell you what, Shane, fall season's halfway over right now.
It is. Yeah, we're going along. Softball got regionals this week. Volleyball coming up soon. Football's plugging away. You know, ton of young talent. Real excited about our football team. Coach Irvin's doing a great job. You know, we're excited about fall. We're really excited about our winter sports too.
How much cross country?
Yeah, cross country's doing well. Got a lot of numbers with cross country. We were down a little bit last year with COVID, and they came back and ready to run, and we're going right along.
Excellent. And of course, then we get to winter, and winter sports have already started practice.
Yeah, and we're ready to go. We boys and girls basketball both fired up, ready to go, and boys and girls wrestling now, which we're excited about. Numbers look good there. really, really excited to see our basketball teams this year. I think that's where the step is really going to finally happen of, okay, we've been young, we've been athletic, now we're young, athletic, and deep.
Yeah.
I love that.
Boy, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Looking in the future, in the past bond, you're going to have a one-of-a-kind facility in the district, in the state.
Yeah, we're excited about it. You know, I think it's going to really help kind of across the board with all of our programs. You know, we're excited about what the indoor soccer field does for soccer itself, but we're excited about, you know, that can be a benefit for football, can be a benefit for baseball, softball.
Right.
You know, we can take ground balls in there, we can take fly balls. And, you know, just the issue with Hale as a building is it's an old building and it's kind of just disjointed. This facility ties everything back in together. We're so excited for it.
That's one of the things that I emphasized, I think, in the last show, is that what people don't realize is that most of our schools were built a long time ago.
Yeah.
Did not accommodate for boys and girls sports.
Yes.
That's one of the major issues that we've tried to rectify over the past 10 years, is that we do have that duality in programs, and you need to have equal opportunity for everybody.
We're excited about the new facility, having, you know, locker rooms that are, you know, up to date, and you know, helping with ADA compliance, of course.
Sure.
And having a dedicated entrance to the basketball gym.
Boy, isn't that,
you know, man,
nice. Yeah, have to come through the main lobby of the school.
Absolutely. You know, it's going to help game management. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
no question.
For you know, just selfishly, that's what I'm most you know, excited about, is it's going to make things run a little smoother.
Right. You actually have a ticket booth and a ticket taker.
Absolutely.
The whole bit.
Yes, sir.
Well, you hired a new baseball coach.
I did. Yeah, hired a new baseball coach, Alan Medlock. He's actually been involved with the Tulsa Men's Baseball League, and so a lot of people will know him from that. And real excited about having him come in and growing that program. And you know, that's one thing that Hale baseball, they got 7 state titles.
Yes.
It's,
yes.
You know, that's a program where rich history, and we're trying to bring that back. And I hope he's the guy to do it. I think he is, and we're going to do everything we can to kind of let that program raise back up.
I remember back in the day that the Hale Rogers contests were always, you know.
Absolutely. Well, I remember some real good Hale and Memorial baseball games.
Oh, yeah. You bet. Well, when I went to high school, Memorial was only had juniors.
Right.
So,
well, that's only been a few years ago, right, Coach?
A few years ago, right. Yeah. Well, we sure are glad you're here, and we look forward to having you back when we talk a little bit more about the new facility. I think it's going to be neat. And, of course, we get into the winter, we'll have your basketball coach.
Yes, sir.
I think. And we certainly want to have your wrestling coach to talk about the new girls program, because I think that's up and coming. And I know a lot of our schools are going to have girls wrestling this year.
It's going to be exciting. I'm ready for it.
Well, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We'll have you back. And when we come back, we'll have Phillip Johnson, the Director of Athletics for the McLain Titans.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Athletics is so important at Tulsa Central because it's an outlet for some of our kids there. They get a better opportunity to basically give back to our community.
At McLain, the sports is what mainly drives a bunch of the students to come to school every single day and work hard, because they want to be able to come from the classroom to the field or the court and show at what they're good at.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Phillip Johnson, the Director of Athletics for the McLain Titans. Phillip, you've been in Tulsa a long time.
Long time. 36 plus.
36
I'll
plus.
be finishing up 37 years. Tulsa
Well, that's
Public Schools.
fantastic. In Tulsa, in one school district.
In one school district. However, Academy Central at the time was a district outside of Tulsa Public
Correct.
Schools.
Okay.
So I did 5 years there. Now, when I say I did 5 years, it's kind of like, you know, but no, I had a great time at Academy Central, and I really haven't had a bad job in Tulsa Public Schools.
Well, that's fantastic. What all have you done teaching, coaching-wise?
Well, I've started out teaching PE, physical education, and somebody told me that one of these days you're going to get too old to do that you probably need to get a certification in something else. So I recertified in social studies, and I've been teaching social studies now for about 26, 27 years.
Mm-hmm. What have you coached?
Oh man, I've coached pretty much all of it. I've coached baseball, assistant baseball coach. I was assistant football coach with Melvin Driver. I was an assistant basketball coach with Mike Bolton, and I was also a head girls basketball coach. I've coached track and field. I've coached cross country, golf, volleyball. What other sports are there?
That's just about it.
Well, I haven't coached tennis or swimming.
Tennis or swimming, right, or golf.
Yeah, I did a little golf.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you,
Lloyd Ware.
That's interesting because you were coaching with two TPS Hall of Famers, legends. Melvin Driver Stadium. You know, Melvin is always a good friend, and when I was at Union, I first met him there, and of course, Michael. That's where I met him. He was there playing in regional tournaments and things out there, and two great guys to be able to have a relationship with. I think
those are the guys who kind of broke me into the sport. I can remember, you know, I'd go up to the practice field and watch them practice, you know, football, and Coach, when I grow up, I want to be like you. And one summer, he called me, "Hey, boy, you still want to coach? Well, come up here and talk to me." And, wow, I don't know, you talk to the coach like that. But yeah, he gave me an opportunity to be an assistant on his staff, and, that was the beginning of my high school career.
Where'd you go to college?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Cowboys, pistols firing.
Well, they're firing pretty good right now.
So far, keep your fingers crossed. You never know when the wheels will fall off, though.
It's always, every week's another opportunity. It certainly is.
For success or for failure.
Sure. Yeah. You got that new basketball facility now, over a year and a half, 2 years old now, and how's that program going?
Basketball is looking up. I mean, not that it was all the way down. We did have some low moments with girls basketball, but Coach Buckley seems to be putting things on the right track. And of course, we have Randy Rutherford over there with the boys program, who he goes hard every day, and got the kids lined out, and he's excited about being in the new building this next season. We're still trying to get those names up there. Tulsa McLain Athletic Center. Mm-hmm. It's been a couple of years now.
I might have to write a memo to the bond office. What do you think?
Would you remind Chris?
I will.
Thank you.
I'll do that. All That's one of the last things I did, I think, when I left.
Yeah,
was to tell him that, and we'll get on that.
All right. I'll be excited when I see somebody up there with the lift.
See them, right. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here, and boy, congratulations on a great career in Tulsa Public Schools. It's to be one place. People say, "How many jobs you had?" I said, 2. Coach and AD, 11 places. But we're glad you're here, and we'll have you back sometime.
Well, thank you.
When we come back, we'll have Mark Dover, the Director of Athletics for the Memorial Chargers.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Glass bottle, string lights, ceramic mug. The correct answer is glass bottle. Glass bottles and jars are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart, but string lights and ceramic mugs should be donated or thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Mark Dover, the Director of Athletics for the Memorial Chargers. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, the fall is on us. We're halfway through football season now and everything. How are things going at Memorial?
They're going okay. We're starting to make a lot of progress week to week. Our numbers are really strong. We've got young guys that are getting lots of reps, so the future looks bright. It's been a struggle so far this season, but it's definitely looking optimistic.
Well, good. So you got good numbers. You had a few bumps with your volleyball.
Yeah.
With the quarantine and that type of thing.
Right, but looking forward to doing regionals next week.
Good.
We should have a good showing.
And a really a good and unique program for TPS is the softball co-op.
Right, Tulsa High School softball. We're combined with Booker T. We're 6A. We've had a pretty decent season so far. Numbers are really strong. Looking forward to playing softball in the spring this year, which will be new. But really, we're just trying to transform these young women into better athletes, better student athletes, and so far it's been really, really positive.
I think that engagement of kids in activities always lends well for them to come to school and to stay eligible.
Certainly.
And hopefully matriculate to the point where they graduate someday.
Certainly, yeah.
I think that's the key. Well, I'm glad that program went well. That was something that came up last spring, and I think it was really one of those good things to engage 30-some-odd young ladies that normally would not have had the opportunity to play this year. So
yeah. I
think that's a good thing. So how is, as you look forward to the winter, because we're halfway finished with the fall, how does your winter sports look?
They look great. We have a really strong swim team. Our coach also coaches the Edison team. So numbers are again higher than normal. They've been doing their off-season practices. October 1st, they got to start practices, and then of course basketball. Our girls' basketball team's looking really, really strong. I expect them to build on what they've done in the past 2 years under Coach Asbury, and of course our basketball team I think is one of the strongest in the state. And our numbers are high with boys basketball. I was watching them practice the other day, and it's just incredible. Some of those athletes that we have out there, they're second to none in the state.
Mm-hmm. That'll be great for the winter season. You have a special event going to happen at the arena?
October 16th, we're hosting Oklahoma State open practice. It should, attract a pretty decent crowd. We're happy to host the two Boone twins that graduated from Memorial a few years ago, and we're just excited to continue our close relationship with the OSU program.
As the Director of Athletics, obviously you have a lot of things that you have to do there. But you also have an assistant dean role, which is even more of that type of paperwork and everything. How's a normal day start and finish with you?
Well, it starts really as soon as I get there, checking emails and, doing anything that's COVID related from the day before after school. I always like to be visible in the hallways anytime I can. So in the morning, I'm at the front door greeting students and making sure that their dress code is compliant with the rules and they've got masks, and any questions they need to have answered, I'm there for them along with our other admin. But throughout the day, it's mostly in the hallway, visible, making sure I provide assistance to students and staff. But we have a great administration. I'm really glad that I get to work with them. It's definitely positive for athletic director and dean.
Mm-hmm. Well, as you look through this year, has the pandemic continued to cause issues with you?
It does here and there. Like you discussed, volleyball has been affected by it a couple times, and it's unfortunate. But we've been given pretty decent guidance by the district that started with the athletic office, mm-hmm. and so I've really become more comfortable with my role and where we are with this pandemic. But I'm hoping that it ends soon.
Well, good. We all are, I think. Well, Mark, thanks for being here. I know you're really busy. We'll let you get back to school, and when we come back, we'll have Krystel Markwardt, the Director of Athletics for the Rogers Ropers.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Air filter, cardboard box, toy car. The correct answer is cardboard box. Paper and cardboard are perfect for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But air filters and toys should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale's means that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. We have Krystel Markwardt, who's the Director of Athletics for the Rogers Ropers. Krystel, welcome to the show.
Hi, Gil. Thank you.
We're glad you're here, and boy, the fall season's going. The second full year at the stadium. How's that going?
It's great. The stadium has just brought a whole new sense of pride and community back to Rogers, and our boys are excited to wear their jerseys on Fridays for the first time in a long time, and we're off to a 3-2 start. So we're going to Shawnee on Friday, hoping to get another win, so we have a playoff bid. That's our goal.
Yeah,
so.
Well, that's it. Building facilities like that is always a catalyst for motivation of the kids, the community, the staff.
Yes.
I think everybody buys into that, and it is really, really important that you keep those facilities going. And I think we've done a pretty good job in Tulsa over the last few years of getting those things up. So as we transition now, this is always a busy time for the athletic director because we have fall sports in full bloom, and yet our winter sports have started up. So talk about your winter sports a little bit.
Well, October 1st, we started, our winter sports, basketball and wrestling. And our basketball teams, we both groups lost some good seniors last year and, thought it might be a rebuilding year, but both of our coaches are just excited. They said that their preseason has been great. Numbers are really good this year on both teams, and we're really excited to get those kids back on the court.
That'll be great.
Our wrestling, we've added, girls wrestling is now going, and we've got a full team, I think, of girls wrestlers for the first time. So this is going to be an interesting year. So we're really excited about both sports.
Yeah, that's really across the country. That's one of the up-and-coming sports is
absolutely
girls wrestling, I think,
yeah.
Because now there's opportunity in college where before there wasn't.
Absolutely. I saw I think it was a couple of weeks ago that Iowa had just announced that they're having girls wrestling. So I think it's getting ready to just blow up. So
it will. Iowa, Oklahoma have been leaders at the collegiate level.
Yes.
In wrestling for years, and I think it's a great thing for those student athletes that maybe can't dribble a basketball,
absolutely,
or swim in the pool.
Yes.
That can get out on the mat. And now you've got a daughter that's done pretty well.
She's taken to wrestling. This is her second year, and she loves it. That's what she's wanting to go do in college now. So I'm learning a lot more about wrestling than I knew before. So it's but she's really taken to it, and she was one that couldn't dribble a basketball. So we're glad we found her something that she likes doing.
Well, we had her on the show earlier and for the volleyball.
Right.
But I asked her about her trip up to North Dakota, and she said it was a
short trip.
different realm of competition up there.
Absolutely. Fargo, they have the big national tournament for wrestling, and that was her first time. So it was a very short trip. I'm glad I didn't make the drive up there, but she got to see what girls wrestling was all about, and the best of the best are there, and so she's really hoping to do better this year when she goes back.
Well, I think that's really important. I started wrestling at Coffeyville High School in 1970, and the first thing I did was to schedule Bartlesville and East Central and Ark Valley or Ark City because that was the best program in Kansas, and those were two better programs in Oklahoma. And I knew we were going to lose, but I wanted our kids to see how it was to wrestle at that level. And I think when you put your kids in that position, if you teach from that, you've got a good opportunity to get them better. So
Absolutely.
Well, that's great. Krystel, is your job, Director of Athletics, pretty busy?
Oh, it's busy. Between that, we've got 6th through 12th at Rogers now, so I do have some help. You know, Brett Thomas is there for us as our junior high athletic director, but it kind of runs together, so we do everything together. But I'm also teaching a college summit for seniors, and basically just trying to get those kids moved on and get them prepared for college. We do their FAFSA work, and we do all kinds of stuff in there with them.
Good.
So it is busy.
Well, we'll have you back sometime.
All right, thank you.
All right. When we come back, we'll have Rob Biggins, the Director of Athletics for the Webster Warriors.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Mini blinds, hanger, plastic bottle. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are great for the city of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But mini blinds and hangers should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with. Not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and now we have Rob Biggins, the Director of Athletics for the Webster Warriors. And Rob, it's kind of an interesting year this year without varsity football.
It really is. It was a very, very difficult decision for everybody, including the district offices, to make, but it's just something we couldn't sustain this year. It's a possibility next year maybe, but it's something we're looking at. But there are some plus sides from it. We got a new basketball coach this year, Matt Watson, and Matt was here as an assistant, went out and spread his wings a little bit. And when he came back, he had really gained a lot of traction and a lot of knowledge. And I've been watching some of his practices, and he is just super energetic. The kids are really responding to him, and that has really boosted our numbers. We've got a full varsity team, a full JV team, a full sophomore team, and a full freshman team. So I really like our chances in the future there.
That sounds good. You with the suspension of the football program, you did continue to play middle school football. We did. Our middle school program, Coach Watson and Coach Dollar, are again really knowledgeable and really excited. And I think that excitement is something that, like our basketball program has, these two guys have shown that excitement. The kids get excited, and we're a winning record now. We've got another game this week, and I think one more next week. And so we're really looking forward to that. And we've got, 15 eighth graders. So that bodes well, probably 38 total. Mm-hmm. So that excitement that's coming here at Webster is really starting to permeate all of our sports. Good. Well, those numbers are better than they've been in a long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. You're the wrestling coach as well as being the director of athletics.
I am.
How's wrestling?
Wrestling, COVID really took a big toll on us, but we've got Ryan McLary. He's going to be one of your top guys in the state at 113. So this will be his third year at 113. He's 18 years old. He's not going to have to cut a lot of weight. He's been lifting all summer. He's really going to be somebody that we're looking forward to. Jose Cruz, a junior, is coming up. He's been out since 6th grade. Really looking forward to those guys. Daniel Davis is a senior. But some really good news, we're going to have girls wrestling this year. And I've already got 3 girls out. We're expecting a few more to come out. And we're going to really build that program. So really, again, a lot of excitement when you start adding sports. So girls wrestling hasn't been here, and now that's another thing we're happy about.
That's really that's always a positive when you can include more kids in the program.
Yes.
How's volleyball?
Really excited about volleyball. We've got Coach Quinton, and our new head coach is Oh, I just forgot. Lisa Stout, Coach Stout. And Coach Stout, you talk about excitement. Now, there's somebody that wants to win. I'm telling you, in her heart, she's a winner. Mm-hmm. And so the girls have bought into that. And we've got a winning record in volleyball now. And we have a full high school team and a full JV team. So our middle school is looking good. They've won some games this year. So again, a new coach that has some excitement and some want to, some will to win. Mm-hmm. And so again, as it's permeating all of our sports, it's hitting volleyball too.
Fantastic. Director of Athletics is a full-time job, but you also have some other things that you do.
I'm in school suspension, or as we call it here in TPS, trace. So that is my job during the day. And if the kids come in and act right, cross your fingers. Sometimes they do. A lot of times they do. That gives me a little opportunity to make sure that I get my Director of Athletics work done. So it does really keep me busy during the day. Absolutely.
I imagine.
Absolutely.
Well, we're glad you're here, and hopefully we'll have you back when we have a 6-minute segment for you, okay?
That's what I need.
Well, congratulations, and we'll be back with Mick Wilson, our Executive Director of Athletics, after these messages.
Which one of these items can be recycled in the City of Tulsa's blue recycling cart? Plastic bottle, cooler, laundry basket. The correct answer is plastic bottle. Plastic bottles and jugs are perfect for the City of Tulsa's blue recycling cart. But coolers and laundry baskets should be thrown away in the gray trash cart. Learn more at tulsarecycles.com.
Athletics is so important at Tulsa Central because it's an outlet for some of our kids there. They get a better opportunity to basically give back to our community.
At McLain, the sports is what mainly drives a bunch of the students to come to school every single day and work hard because they want to be able to come from the classroom to the field or the court and show at what they're good at.
Welcome back to our last segment with Mick Wilson, the Executive Director of Athletics for the Tulsa Public Schools. And as upbeat as athletics is, this has been a hard week for athletics. Our former leader, Dr. Keith Ballard, passing away and having the funeral and everything. That we'd like to reflect a little bit on the impact that he had on athletics.
Well, Gil, it's far-reaching, not only in Tulsa Public Schools, but his legacy throughout Northeast Oklahoma, throughout the state. The other districts that were fortunate enough to have him to be their superintendent, whether it was Oologah or Claremore. I think his impact is far-reaching beyond athletics, but here in the immediate area, just what he was able to accomplish in Tulsa Public Schools is pretty amazing. His commitment to athletics, always knowing that athletics is kind of the porch of a school district. He definitely exuded some of that mentality in the community. But we're really saddened by his passing. But what a legacy he leaves behind, Gil.
No question, every campus, both academic and athletic facilities, were improved during his tenure here. And I think it speaks volumes for the camaraderie that he built with the patrons in the district. Project Schoolhouse was very controversial, and yet it went through. With closing some schools and improving some other schools, and to be able to build a coalition that ultimately in the 2010 and in 2015 passed bond issues that by margins that had never been in Tulsa before.
He did, and he realized the importance of athletics. Gil, you used to tell the story about when they were, and you can share with our listeners that story. It's quite entertaining, but his commitment to athletics and having great facilities. He was always one that felt like our kids deserved more and wanted to give them more and wanted to help push that issue. And I tell you what, you can sure see it. You're right, on every campus there's been something that his fingerprint is on. And again, we're just really appreciative of his efforts throughout the years and the impact he made in Tulsa Public Schools.
No question, is a great legacy, and working with the former executive director of the bond office, Bob LeBass, and now with Chris Hudgens, to be able to develop those kinds of programs that are that appealing to the patrons, but also that are that important for our student athletes and our school campuses and the patrons who come in there. I think one of the things I think he wanted to build was the perception of Tulsa Public Schools. And if you come into a nice, neat, clean facility that's up to date and modern, then you say, boy, Tulsa, they're doing a pretty good job. I think that was the thing. But the kids, I've asked our ADs today that have been on the show who have new facilities, and I said, what difference does that make in your program? He said, it's all the difference in the world. From the new floor at Booker T to the new stadium at Central, and the proposed soccer complex at Hale. It has to be a motivating factor in those kids coming to school every day and looking forward to what their future is going to be.
On a lighter note, one thing about Dr. Ballard that was always in jest, but he was always quick to take credit for everything. And in all the years, whether it was one of our state championships that he hired that particular coach,
absolutely,
or when we put together the Hall of Fame that he wanted,
yes,
and that he had passed on that, had given you that directive that he wanted the Hall of Fame, or whether it was, again, winning program, they were able to compete very well because they had that new gymnasium. He was quick to take credit, and it was always his idea.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of that was tongue in cheek, but he was fun to be around as well. And some of the things he could say off the cuff were quite entertaining.
Yeah, very entertaining. Can tell one quick story without using names. We're in the process of hiring a football coach and a basketball coach at a particular school, and the football coach comes in that morning, and he really enjoys visiting with that football coach. And boy, coach, he's really a good guy. And he always wanted to meet the football coaches and the basketball coaches in his office.
Yes.
So we'd have the principal, the site AD, and me and the candidate. And so he would question them a little bit, and so on. Well, we had this one particular basketball coach that came in, and he was a little diminutive in size and had horn-rimmed glasses on and everything. And I saw Dr. Ballard's look on his face when he looked at him and he looked at me. And the meeting lasted about 5 minutes. And he said, well, I think I've got all I need to know. Thank you. Coach Cloud, would you stay back? And he let the other ones out the door and said, you brought me the ball boy. He looks like a ball boy. Fast forward to March, state tournament.
I was sitting right there with you.
The three of us were sitting courtside at the Mabee Center. And I said, Dr. Ballard, the ball boy is going to win the state championship. That was him, and that was a great guy to work with. We'll close the show today with a tribute to Dr. Keith Ballard, our former superintendent.